Preparing for your interview is essential for success. But even though I might prepare for an interview, I still do not like being interviewed. I don't like going to interviews. I don't really like preparing for it, even though I know it's important. And if you're watching this video, you probably feel the same way as myself. You probably don't like interviews either. So what you've got to do is you've got to delete your doubts. Yes, that's what my shirt says. You've got to put your doubts in the trash because it's going to be of no use in an interview. Sometimes in life, you've got to fake it till you make it. You've got to go into an interview with fake confidence, to know your stuff, prepare for it beforehand, and just hope for the best. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and help you. I'm going to give you 10 interview questions and answers, as well as some tips on how you can be successful in an interview. As usual, if you do like my content, then don't forget to give me a thumbs up, comment, like, and subscribe. So I'm going to start off with my 10 interview questions, and I'll give you possible answers as well that you can give while you're in an interview. So let's get into it. Interview question number 1 could be something along the lines of, why are you interested in applying for a job in an international school or the UAE? So with a question like this, you have to remember to be really personal with your response and think carefully about your reasoning, your motivation to wanting to teach in an international school or the UAE. So an answer which isn't so great would be something along the lines of, I want to live in a sunny climate and experience the fast pace of Dubai. A more appropriate answer would be, I want to immerse myself in a new culture while gaining international experience to help develop cultural sensitivity. Question number 2 is, what were the challenges that you will face when teaching in an international school, and how would you deal with these challenges? So some of the challenges could be social, cultural factors, language barriers of students and parents, and limited opportunity for students to practice English. The main part of this question is actually the second part. It's how would you deal with these challenges? So ways in which you can deal with these challenges could be through the appropriate use of planning time, collaboration with other teachers, and attend ongoing professional development. So question number 3 is, what characteristics do students want their teachers to possess? So some of the characteristics could be dedicated, supportive, approachable, fair-minded. So the interviewer really wants to know how you possess these characteristics, or how you might implement them within your learning environment, within your classroom. So something which you could say is, I keep an open door policy at all times, and I strive to build an understanding teacher-student relationship with each student. So this would be your explanation after you've actually described the characteristics that you have. Question number 4 is, tell me about your teaching philosophy. So this is a great question because it gives you the opportunity to really showcase yourself in a positive light, while allowing the employer to gain a better understanding of who you are as a teacher. But just remember that the reason the employer is asking this question is because they want to know whether or not your teaching methods and philosophies would be a good culture fit for their school. Question 5 is, what are your future plans and how long do you see yourself working for this company? So every school wants to know that you're committed, that you're not planning to break the contract, whether it's a 1, 2 or 3 year contract. So no one wants to know that you'll quit when things get rough. So your employer wants to know that you're taking the new job role very serious and that you already have future plans which involves them. So with this question, I will suggest that you really focus on your commitment to the new job role while showing enthusiasm for your new school. Question 6 is, how do you handle conflict at work? So with this question, employers want to gauge how you interact with colleagues and managers who have different views and opinions compared to your own. So the reality is, you're moving to a new country, you're going to be working with teachers from all around the world who have their own views and opinions about education. So at some point, there may be a clash in opinions and viewpoints. So a way in which you can give a good response to this question is by discussing a time when you encountered a conflict with a colleague, a parent, or a manager. So with this question, it's important to describe how you were able to maintain your professional conduct through your patience and good communication skills, and how you were able to resolve the issue. So with this question, it's also important to relay what you learned and how you grew professionally and personally. Question 7 is, how do you work under pressure? So everyone knows that teaching is a rewarding profession, but at times it can also be a very challenging and stressful profession. So being able to work under pressure and have effective ways to deal with stress is also really important. So as you know, as a teacher, sometimes we find ourselves in unexpected situations that require swift action, which can be stressful. So during your interview, you need to describe your ability to 1, stay calm, 2, think logically, and 3, act correctly in new and unexpected situations. So it's good in your interview to give short examples of professional experiences where you demonstrated the 3 personal traits that I just mentioned. So that's 1, stay calm, 2, think logically, and 3, act correctly in new and unexpected situations. And then once again, at the end, you need to explain how you grew personally and professionally from that particular situation. Question 8 is what motivates you? So this is a really important question, especially considering the fact that you're leaving your home, your family and friends to live and teach in a new country. So employers want to gauge your level of self-awareness and to ensure that your source of motivation, that it aligns with the role and the school. So in order to really answer this question correctly, you really need to think about what made you go into the profession, and after reading the job description, what prompted you to apply for the role. Question 9 is what are your salary expectations? So in the UAE, lots of jobs give you a salary range. So there's a possibility that you can negotiate your salary. And if you do get a question like this, make sure your expectations are in line with the amount that the job has actually advertised. And remember that if you give a salary range that's exceedingly lower or higher than the market value of the position, it gives off the impression that you're trying your luck or you just don't know your worth. Lastly, question 10, the interviewer will most likely ask you at the end of the interview if you have any questions. When you are asked this question, you should really try and think of something, think of at least 1 or 2 things to ask the interviewer, because it shows that you're serious about the role. And when this question does come up, remember that you are trying to figure out whether the school is a good fit for you as well. So if there's any topics that haven't been discussed already, it's now your turn to ask a few questions and get some answers. Thank you for reaching the end of this video. Hopefully this video is going to help you prepare for a successful interview. I hope when you are being interviewed, you're going to put your doubts in the trash. Remember, go into an interview, be fully prepared, know your stuff, get confidence from somewhere, anywhere, fake your confidence and smash your interview. Best of luck with your interview, and don't forget to comment, like and subscribe on my video, and I'll see you on the next video.